have buildings that look like giant Hot Pockets, or boxes for McDonald's cherry pies. I'll let you guys decide which you think it looks more like. But then we also have our newest addition to Wolf Point. This is the Salesforce Tower. It's supposed to be finished early next year. And it's a good example of how we're running out of space on the river's edge. So they had to extend the foundation of the building a little further out on the river to make room for people to walk around this building. Now we will see a spot of the river on the South Branch a little bit that is underdeveloped, so not every part of the river is full. But this area of the city is definitely one of those parts. But folks, we've got to get to talking about the oldest building we're missing on the river today. And that is that pink box up ahead on the left side of the river just coming into view. Now I know it's kind of unremarkable looking, but this is the historic Fulton House. It was built all the way back in 1898 as a cold storage freezer building for the meatpacking industry. Now, Chicago was the meatpacking capital of the country for much of the 1800s. We were called the hog butcher of the world. We had a lot of butchers, the Union stockyards, and so we had a lot of freezer buildings, right? But this freezer building had no windows or balconies. It was basically a big insulated box, right? But in 1971, the meatpacking business that operated in Fulton House, they finally closed down. They sold the building and moved out. And when the builders got inside to renovate it for the new owners, it took them over 3 months to thaw the building out, because they discovered 4-foot thick walls that were stuffed with matted horsehair and cork, which was an early version of insulation before styrofoam was invented. Apparently it was a pretty effective form of insulation too. But there was a full gut rehab and external renovation in the 70s. The windows and balconies were cut into the building, and it is now a very historic residential building. Fulton House. It looks like we're waiting for one of our sister boats to come up here from the North Branch, so I do have a quick example of contextualism I can point out while we're waiting. But this building here, the Hot Pocket building, this is called River Point, and then this one next to it is River Bend. And you see how this has an inward curve here, River Bend, and River Point has an outward curve. Well, those curves are actually inversions of each other, which means they have an identical radius. And this is another good example of contextualism, right? That's how these buildings are in relationship with each other. They both have that curve, it's just the opposite version of the curve. But folks, it doesn't get much more historic than the raised bridge up ahead.